Guys, the last 3 exotic catalysts for the Wolfsbane exotic axe are now available. That means that you can now go and get all of the available upgrades for this exotic. Now, I'm making this video with the assumption that you already have the exotic and you already have the first catalyst and all 4 of the intrinsic upgrades. If you do not have any of those, go and watch my previous video where I went over how you can unlock all of those upgrades, and I'll have that video linked down in the description and pinned comment of this video. After you've gotten the axe, I believe you can just go and get all of these upgrades within one run of the exotic mission. So without any further ado, let's go over how you can get these final 3 exotic catalysts. So for the first exotic catalyst after this weekly reset, of course, this being technically the second catalyst in total, you are going to want to get to the area of the exotic mission where you have the giant lift that you go down. Do the normal stuff to activate the lift to go down, but as you're descending through the lift, you're going to want to pay attention to the wall as you're going down the lift, and you'll notice that there are a load of different monitors as you go down, but there are only 6 that are actually lit up, with them showing 2 different symbols. Take note of these symbols as well as the symbol that you activated to first send down the elevator. Once you get to the bottom of the elevator, you'll notice that there is now a place for you to summon a hacking scion. Summon him and hack the nearby terminal. Then you'll go over to the opposite side and you'll see that there are 3 symbols once again. If you hit the same symbol that you hit to send the elevator down, that will just send the elevator back down and do nothing. If you hit the first symbol that you saw as you were coming down the elevator, that will send the elevator back up and it will take you to the place where you will find the first data pad. Now just ride the elevator up. One thing to note is that the elevator is a little bit buggy and you will take damage as you ride it, so just be sure to jump so that you don't die on the elevator. Once the elevator stops, a room will open, go inside and you'll find the data pad. Then once you've grabbed the data pad, jump down the elevator back down to the bottom and then hit the first symbol again to send the elevator all the way back down to you. Then you're going to hit the second symbol that you saw as you descended the elevator. This will send the elevator back up to the second room where you will then insert this brand new data pad. And that's how you get the second catalyst for Wolfsbane. Now heading into the very large room with the blue diamond shaped building in the center of it, head into that blue room and just complete the main mechanic inside of that room. After you have done that, head back outside of the diamond room and run around the perimeter of the actual diamond like facility, and you'll see that there are 3 different PCs that you are now going to have to interact with. One of them is going to be literally the same walkway that you took to first enter this major room, and then the other 2 are going to be right near the elevators that are going to take you up to the parkour section. So basically interact with these different PCs and it will reset the central diamond rooms mechanic where you need to go into the separate rooms, find the matching icons and do all that stuff again. After you've redone that puzzle, you'll then find that a section of the floor is now open and you'll find the actual PC where you need to put in the new data pad. But where actually is this data pad? Well, if you go up to the top of the pyramid and actually face towards where you entered this giant room from, turn around and head down the little ramp. If you jump off the little walkway, you'll then find the nearby data pad shown on screen. Then take the data pad to the PC and that will be the third catalyst for you. And then for the final catalyst, this is probably going to be the most annoying one to go and grab, as you need to go and do both sides of the actual higher up parkour sections. And depending on which side you do first, you'll need to obviously kind of redo the puzzle if you choose the wrong side. But if you do the right side first, get all the way to the end of the jumping puzzle, and in the giant like walkway section right at the very end, there's going to be a gap in the floor where you will then find the data pad. Then simply take this data pad to the very opposite side of the other parkour section, and within this similar long corridor, in the opposite end to the portal where you would normally exit, you will find the brand new PC where you can insert this final data pad. And after you've done that, simply complete the exotic mission and you'll have access to the final 3 exotic catalysts. And if you watched my previous video and did the puzzle for the first exotic catalyst and all the intrinsics, that is literally everything for this exotic mission and all the upgrades that are available for this exotic axe. But now that we have access to all of the available upgrades for this Wolfsbane exotic axe, how do I feel about it and what upgrades do I recommend you guys choose in terms of catalysts and all the other customization options you have for this exotic? Well, me personally, I really do enjoy this axe. A lot of people seem to kind of misunderstand the weapon at first when they were just normally using it as a weapon, but building up those nanites and using the enhanced version of all of the attacks really does show just how strong this axe is. I do believe that it is stronger than Lament, but you do need to obviously charge up the weapon, and then you only have the charged up version available for a limited time. I'm guessing though that if you have the subroutine recursion, the generation of additional nanites will allow you to have access to the charged up version much more quickly, so that might be a very good option to have as the available catalyst. But the other catalysts are nothing to ignore either. Burning Ambition is going to be great for any and all solar based builds. Any solar build that's currently using Hellion on Warlock, any Titans that want to be taking advantage of their brand new exotic gloves and have throwing hammers and also take advantage of this axe is going to be great. And Hunters, I've seen that there's a thing going around where you can have infinite golden gun, so if you want to throw in the axe in here with Burning Ambition into that build as well, you can probably very easily do that. So Burning Ambition as a catalyst is going to be insanely good, and it's just generally a very good perk for both add clear, damage, just everything. So it's a very good all-around perk. Same thing can be said for Relentless Strikes here, where you're going to be getting more sword ammo for the weapon. One thing to note is that once you get the enhanced version of the actual nanite perk, holding that reload will just give you free ammo, which is very, very good. So pairing that with Relentless Strikes means that your ammo economy is going to be absolutely insane on this weapon. And obviously we can't ignore attrition orbs. This was the first catalyst that we had available, and people immediately found out that with the enhanced tornado attack, you can just turn this weapon into an absolute orb printer, which paired with the smoke jumper armor set for this season, it's going to be such a good perk option there. Just get some free damage resist on top of the healing that this weapon is already able to provide. It's just a very, very good catalyst there as well. Overall, you can choose whatever catalyst you would like. Probably subroutine recursion is going to be the best option for you, but overall, just pick whichever one you feel like you enjoy the most. Next up, guard options. These all literally do the exact same thing, except one is just very, very better than the others. As you can see here, the Tenacious Handle says that it gains greatly increased damage resistance, whereas the Rampaging, you gain moderately increased damage resistance, and in the Unyielding, you gain just damage resistance. So using the Tenacious Handle is going to grant you the most amount of damage resistance, which is what you're going to want to go for. Next, for the different blade options, you have Jagged Edge as well as Enduring Blade. Jagged Edge is going to be increasing the damage at the cost of ammo, whereas Enduring Blade is going to be greatly increasing sword ammo at the cost of damage. Now, me personally, I feel like decreasing the impact of this weapon is going to be very, very bad. So I mainly just go for anything that's increasing the damage, whilst also not negating how much ammo you have too poorly. So that's why I'm also going for Honed Edge here as well, just for more damage output, as the ammo economy for this weapon honestly isn't too bad, so you don't really need to worry about boosting the ammo all that much at all, especially if you're taking advantage of Relentless Strikes. Overall though, this weapon is insanely good, and I would highly recommend everyone, for the time being, since there's not that much to do in the game anyway, jump in. You can get all the upgrades here inside of one run of the mission, so it's not even that hard to do, and I've made guides and everything, so you have an easy way of following along and getting all of these upgrades. And also, if you don't know, the different intrinsics are literally just going to be flat out buffing the stats of the weapon, so they are also very much worth going and getting. Overall, this weapon is very, very cool, and I would highly recommend, once again, everyone go and get it before Renegades comes out, just so that you have access to the axe and can have a fun time with it. With that said though, that's everything for the brand new exotic mission and my thoughts on the Wolfsbane exotic axe. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. And with that all said, I'll see you all in the next one.